Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So welcome to another market open stream. Today is FOMC day. So how is the market going to react? Will what Powell says propel Bitcoin to new highs? Let's talk about it. And let's talk about everything else that's going on today and later this week. Big stuff. Big stuff. All right. Let's do it, guys. Welcome. We are starting out a day 113.5 for Bitcoin, but man, the three alts that do have their ETFs are doing very well today. Solana, look at it. Big recovery from last night. I mean, that should have never happened. There was no reason for Solana to go back to 190. It was above 201, up about 3.56%. Adara up about 4% today. And Litecoin is up almost 4% today. So the ones that do have their own ETF are doing better. So, ETH obviously has its own ETF. It's not doing too bad either. It's up about double of Bitcoin. But let's see what's going to happen today. Today looking like it's going to be a green day. The U.S. market should be green as long as it refreshes. Taking a long time to refresh. Yes, we are starting out green. And NVIDIA is leading the way. NVIDIA is going bonkers right now, leading the charge. The biggest company on the planet going up 4%. Historic $5 trillion valuation, right? And why is this? Because Jensen is smart enough to realize that, hey, Trump wants companies to manufacture in the U.S., and he secretly made that happen. The newest chips from NVIDIA are now being produced in America, in Arizona, by TSMC. So he made the move somehow. I believe he said 100% of Blackwell chips is now being produced in the U.S. And that's what U.S. investors want to hear. He's going to get some major benefits by doing that. That's why NVIDIA started flying yesterday after he announced it. So good for him. And obviously others are going to try really hard to move their manufacturing back to the U.S. as well, right? As soon as possible. I mean, Apple already committed. And I don't know who else is committing. I'm sure all of them will. AMD is probably going to make some sort of move too. That's going to be tough for them though. Anyways. Outside of this, we got the FOMC meeting. There is a 99.9% chance that we are going to get a cut today. Okay. The press conference is usually at 2:30 Eastern, 1:30 p.m. Central. I am not going to be streaming it because I had enough of those FOMC meetings. I was doing it for years. I'm like, I had enough. No more. And I don't imagine he's going to say anything that's really going to throw things off. However, I did notice that December's percentage went down to 87%. It was at 96%. So there is, and you can see this 12.6%. So there is, I guess, there are some people that are thinking maybe he's going to say something bad, and there's a slight possibility we don't get a rate cut in December. But right now, it's still pretty much a lock at 87%. Okay, so I guess we'll wait and see what he says. One of the things I guess people are also looking at is what the Fed's balance sheet looks like. Did the Fed sell off or did they buy more? Because we know that there are a lot more companies that are struggling now. And one of the ways the Fed basically helps is by buying junk bonds of companies that they want to help or of banks, right? And I guess people are wondering, hey, have the Fed been bailing out a lot of people? I guess, that may come out. All right. What else? Tomorrow also, this is big. This is probably bigger than the FOMC meeting, honestly. Trump and Xi meeting tomorrow in Korea. And both sides, obviously, are going to talk and hopefully calm things down. It is rumored that Trump plans on lowering the tariffs due to the fentanyl imports, I guess, has been decreased. So he plans on doing that. Obviously, he slapped a 100% tariff recently. That's going to start November 1st. So they're going to talk about how to stop that. And obviously, the rare earth thing, they're going to be talking about that as well. So this is probably potentially the biggest catalyst of this week. If this meeting turns out to be fantastic, it could definitely turn things around in a big way. Right before the end of October. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, what else? ETF inflows. So now we get to track something else. So yesterday, inflow pretty healthy at 200 million. That's not bad, right? Starting to scale up once again. Ethereum had a really good day. Yesterday, 246. So obviously, Wall Street is still loving both Bitcoin and Ethereum. And now we could track Solana up here, Bitwise. They seeded it with 223 million, and I think they took another 70 million. Although I thought they took in 230 million. I don't know how this is broken down, but Bitwise introduced their Sol staking ETF yesterday. This is not tracking the Hedera nor Litecoin one, so I can't show those. But we can start seeing Solana inflows. And there is probably a lot of institutional interest, and we will probably see massive numbers, and hopefully this will start moving Solana up in a big way. All right. What else? One of Germany's conservative parties, AfD, wants to establish a Bitcoin reserve. They're proposing buying 2% of the supply. And this follows France, which apparently wants to buy 2% of the supply. Everyone talks about it, right? This is good. We're moving in the right direction. But we need to see some of these countries actually do it, including America. We need to buy 10% of the supply. If you buy 10% of supply, man, that's a massive amount. And everyone's talking about it because they want to hedge against inflation. They want to utilize it to pay down or pay off completely their national debt, right? Hopefully it happens. Hopefully it happens. You have this Israeli company, Zuz, I guess. They just bought 94 Bitcoin. They have over 1,000 in their treasury, so that's fantastic. Basically, you still have a lot of companies loading up. According to this, we're in the longest Bitcoin cycle ever. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, okay? The cycles are exactly the same. What this means is it's the longest because we haven't shot up yet, right? In most cases, I think if you're looking at by the days, we would have started moving upwards, okay? But this cycle is different. This cycle is led by institutions. So we've been having this gradual climb. So it's not like we haven't been moving. And we still came off of crypto winter. So it's the same length of a cycle. It's just that we haven't done this yet. But we will. We will. There's no worries about that. The last 2 years have been the same thing. where we've been doing slow and gradual, and then toward the end of the year, we started moving, right? It's just that this cycle, we haven't moved like in 2021 or moved like 2017, but that's okay because we're a lot more mature now. The market is bigger. We have a lot less volatility. Some of these previous cycles, man, we had 40%, 50% corrections. You know, those were tough. So yeah, in terms of this as being the longest cycle, that's definitely the wrong definition, but I know what they were trying to get at. But you know what? There's no fear. No fear. As long we know Bitcoin is scarce, right? And we know that people are loading up. I always cover companies and countries and holders continue to load up. You do the math. It's going to add up. The ETFs are also still taking in. This all going to add up, and it's going to move Bitcoin. Right now, I just feel like, yeah, we are being suppressed in a way. I don't know by who, but they can't do it forever. And also the rotation out of gold is starting to happen already. We know that gold's been falling. Since they hit their peak of 4,300, yesterday they were below 4,000, and I think they're going down more. So all that money is flowing out. It's going somewhere. Right now, maybe it's going to NVIDIA, but a lot of it's going to come into Bitcoin and crypto too. We just have to wait. That's a lot of money. We're talking about trillions that could be coming out soon if gold continues its decline. Good stuff. Good stuff, unless you're a gold holder. All right, last few things. What else? BitMine, Tom Lee's company, adds 113 million more Ethereum to the treasury. They now hold they hold billions of, this doesn't show. Yeah, they hold $13.2 billion worth of ETH, roughly 3.3 million. The largest holder of Ethereum and the second largest crypto treasury after Saylor. Although they seem like they're going to catch up pretty quickly. They're adding so much. So there are people that still believe in adding more ETH to their bags. Speaking of Solana, we know Bitwise just introduced their ETF today. Grayscale lists their ETF with staking as well. Hopefully, they're not going to repeat what they have done before. This is a conversion, I believe, from their trust into ETF. Hopefully, you're not going to see a lot of early investors try to sell out. Because that's what happened with Grayscale's Bitcoin ETF and Ethereum ETF. You saw for the longest time just nothing but outflows. Hopefully, that's not the case for Solana. We'll see. But they are including staking as well. So all the future ETFs seem like they're all going to have staking integrated within. And staking, not too long ago, just a year ago, was still considered a form of security and highly frowned upon by Gary Gensler. That is no longer the case. And also, I missed this yesterday, but Western Union also said that they're going to issue their stablecoin, USDPT, on Solana as well, issued by Anchorage Digital Bank. So even someone like Western Union, well, someone like Western Union really needs to adopt because, you know, crypto is just like eating their lunch now. You can send crypto anywhere worldwide almost instantaneously without needing a middleman or pay any substantial fees, where a remittance company like Western Union is still a hassle, right? So now they're going to adopt. They're going to adopt and utilize this new stablecoin and put it on top of Solana. That's huge. That's huge. So I don't know how it's going to work exactly, but hey, if you hold some of the stablecoin on your wallet, I'm guessing you could just redeem the money at a Western Union. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to make it that easy, but that would be awesome. And lastly, CZ plans on suing Elizabeth Warren for defamatory remarks. Basically, it comes down to here. Elizabeth Warren says CZ pleaded guilty to criminal money laundering charge and was sentenced to prison, but then he financed President Trump's stablecoin, lobbied for a pardon. Today he got it. And CZ's like, no, there were no money laundering charges. So it seems like he wants her to take down that post, or he's going to be suing her for billions upon billions of dollars. Yeah. All right. That's pretty much it. Let's see. The U.S. market still doing very well. NVIDIA almost 5% today. I'm going to make some money from NVIDIA because I have NVIDIA options. I told you guys that yesterday and today. Absolutely fantastic. Clash still doing very well. It was the hottest #1 pair throughout the night. We're still holding above 7,000 holders. We had a very successful NFT sale, at least the top tier. Now we're moving tier 2, and pretty soon we're going to be listing the tier 3s and tier 4s. Absolutely fantastic. Our treasury is now full of SOL. So we have our own SOL treasury now. And it's only going to get better from here. And also I introduced this. This is on the Clash's X page. Okay, and I have pinned it to the live chat, right? So I do giveaways already every day, but here's a giveaway for people that actually will introduce people to us and also introduce yourselves to Clash. So basically, I ran a Gleam contest in 2021. So this is a site called Gleam. It helps people create contests and stuff. And you get entries by doing steps. For example, joining a Clash server, or following our X, or visiting my other channel, I Am George, and all this stuff. But also referring friends to Clash. You refer them to this contest page. Also, I'm doing something interesting where it's called Enter Secret Code. So only people that show up to my night streams will get clues to the secret code. Otherwise, you're not going to get it. And that's the biggest one. So I'm rewarding people that's actually watching me tonight at night. But this is only for a month. And then the winner, the prizes are huge. 5 SOL for 1 winner, the grand prize, or 1 SOL for 5 winners. And then also, speaking of NFTs, a T3 NFT, which is worth over $1,000. So pretty substantial prizes. And there's only 31 days left. So enter. Put your entries in. And help refer people to Clash as well. And that'll help you get more entries. All right. That's pretty much it. Bitcoin down slightly. I don't know why. But, you know, Sol still holding. Hedera, Litecoin, even though I don't really care for Litecoin. AMD is going up. Broadcom is up. Anything AI today is up. NVIDIA is up 5%. It's going nuts. Gold is up slightly, above 4,000, and silver's up slightly. I do want to see them go down more. All right. Let's do some Q&A. Someone says, keep in mind the time zone difference. Well, that's true. But you can always watch a rerun. You know, those live streams are recorded on my other channel. So you could always go back and watch it. It's not like it's gone forever. So hint, hint. Yesterday I gave out the first clue. Emmanuel, I already shared, but it went well. I got to fill out an application, wait a few weeks for compliance to look at things, and pretty much it's good. They just want to make sure they check everything. And they're also asking for some marketing fees. I don't know how much that is, but it's probably going to be substantial. Oh, the tournament. Yeah, the tournament entry is also up. Okay, you can enter all your information. I updated the thing. I'm going to do something different now with the tournaments, like in terms of giveaways. So people that actually watch the tournament can get rewarded in real time. Because before I was doing a lot of spectator giveaways, but I realized that doesn't really just reward the people that are watching. It rewards everyone, which is fine. But I'm going to come up with a system that actually rewards people that are watching. But the prizes are the same. And last week, we had a lot of casual players hit the top 10. And those casual players actually doubled their winnings because they had more than 20,000 Clash. I know the second place person won 4 Sol because he had 20,000 Clash. And then also this week, I'm going to make it so that 20 randomly selected players, just players, you don't have to even finish in the top 10. You could be 50th or 100th or 150. 10 random players will win 0.3 Sol as well. And 10 random spectators will win 0.2 Sol. But that's just part of the giveaway form. But I'm going to make it so that spectators that are watching live will also get rewarded in some way. I just got to figure it out. But yeah, if you want to play, you could go ahead and fill it out. I usually get this update by Wednesdays. And last week was fun. There was no elimination last week. So people were playing like 30 or 40 games, and a lot of people had a lot of fun. So that's really what it's about. And holding Clash. We're still hot 4 right now. We were hot 1 for a long time. BNB, ETH, it's really the 3 right here. Sol, HBAR, and Litecoin are the ones that are doing well right now. Everything else is not so much. George, will you get a humanoid home robot early on, or you wait a few years? I would get one. I wouldn't trust one from like some shady company because you know that robot's spying on you. So I'd probably wait until like Tesla comes out with theirs or something like that. Tesla bots probably go spy on you too, but I trust them more because it's a US based company. I would get it just for the hell of it, even though it might not be useful, but I would get it because it's something to do. The Neo Home Robot, $4.99 a month or $20K to buy outright. Is it a Chinese-based company though, or American-based company? Because that's the thing. That's not a menacing-looking robot. That just looks like a person wearing a suit and a helmet. That is not a robot. That's just a person wearing a suit. I will buy one and make it wear a class shirt and walk around in the background while I'm filming. I don't know what company this is, or where they came from, or what. I don't know if I trust this yet. US delivery start 2026. Oh, so they want you to just like pay now and get it later. And when they say 2026, it's probably going to be the end of 2026, not the beginning of it. So what happens if you order one and then you stop paying the subscription fee? Do they come and repo it? Because it's pretty costly. If it just stops working, you know, they would still lose a lot by just giving it out, right? They have to come and take it. Or it just makes the robot walk outside to a car and it takes off. Yeah, I don't know if I would buy this one. I don't know if I trust this company. For 20 grand, I'd say that's about right. I think a robot would have to be less. You know, if you hired a maid, right? It'll be more than that, but still, you know, a maid could do everything you want perfectly. This will not. I have a hard time believing that it could vacuum your floors and stuff nicely. Although I already have a vacuuming robot, so you don't need a robot to vacuum with a Dyson when you can have one that's already, you know, vacuuming and mopping at the same time. Yeah. I would buy it. I would buy it, but probably not from this company. Probably a Tesla one or like whatever. Who else is creating one? Terminator was sent from the year 2029, a movie. We're right on track. I mean, that's about right. In 4 years, our robotics are going to be pretty darn good. You know, yesterday I made a big deal about AI taking jobs. Robotics will take jobs. I mean, honestly, people still don't really think about it all that much. You know, there's like, whatever. That's not going to help me. No, it should motivate you guys, motivate everyone to maximize wealth within the next 10 years. Everyone should set that as a primary goal. All right, I know family and all that is very important, but the primary goal is to make as much money as you can within the next 10 years because you might not have a job afterwards. And then you're going to be screwed. So I think that's an honest reality. There are companies already laying off because of AI. And if you're a white collar worker, you're an accountant, or you're a programmer, or you're whatever, sitting in an office thinking you're not going to get replaced, your jobs will go first. The labor jobs will go last because it'll take a while for robotics to replace them. If you're doing bookkeeping, you're a secretary, whatever you're doing, you're an engineer, you're an architect, those jobs will go first. Do you think a dog groomer? No, because it's labor. Labor jobs will be the last. Then labor jobs will get really hot. Like nurses probably will get hot again. Doctors, dentists, dental hygienists, plumbers, electricians, anything that you have to use your hands to do will probably last the longest. Yeah, architect. You don't think being an architect you're going to be replaced by AI? You don't think AI can draw some diagrams or blueprints of buildings and know exactly how to follow the code? If you don't think so, think again. In the next 10 years, AI will have every information. It'll be up to date on every single code there is, and it'll draw things for you, and it'll know exact specs and what to avoid, what not to avoid, all the tolerances, all the codes. I don't think people realize that AI isn't a tool. AI is a thinker. We're creating artificial intelligence. We're creating basically a tool that could think for itself. We're not creating a tool that's dumb. We're creating a tool that could think. And one day, that tool that could think will outthink us and be smarter. Sam Altman already said something that's interesting. No kid born today will ever be smarter than AI. And I really thought about that for a second, and that is true. Because as that kid ages, AI is growing at such an exponential rate. No kid today will ever be smarter than AI in the future. Maybe humans now that are living are still smarter than AI in some facets, but new babies born today will never be smarter than AI. That's kind of scary to think about. It's actually really scary to think about. And no tech company seems to care. Everyone's just racing to see who could be the first to create the first super intelligence. Everyone just wants to win that race, and they keep throwing more NVIDIA chips and more data centers at it and more data at it to try to be first. But, that could lead to the destruction of humanity, basically. And no one seems to care. There's not enough safeguards around it. Ralph, if you're tired of it, you could leave, and I'll help you by banning you from this channel. I think most teachers will be replaced. I was a teacher for many years. Teachers will, for sure. Like, every kid is just learning from ChatGPT now, or utilizing it. Even very young kids. So, and I think there are schools that, I think I read something about schools just being taught by ChatGPT or something. I'll just keep this up because it seems like this is the most interesting thing of the day besides Clash. No, I was not a teacher before. I'm just saying. So I was reading someone's comments. There's a new Predator movie next month. All my shows have ended. Gen V on Amazon Prime, second season, way better than the first season. Way, way better. And it leads up to The Boys season finale next year, I think. But that show's over. Peacemaker's over. But Peacemaker was so sad this year. Like, it was a totally different show than season 1. It's still good, but it lost some of its spunk, and it was just super sad. And that show's over. The only thing I have that I still watch is Tulsa King. That show's not over yet. And that has been pretty good. But there's no other shows. There's nothing to watch. So basically I spent all my time working on Clash. Like I sent out 100 emails yesterday for the NFT sales, working on the Gleam campaign, working on other things behind the scenes that I can't quite share yet, and talking to people about collaborations. There's like a lot of stuff. The Fed meeting is 1:30, 1:30 Central, 2:30 Eastern. Did I watch Tron on IMAX? No. I have zero interest in that movie. That movie should have never been released. It's a big flop. Big super chat. Tulsa King is so good. It is. Stallone is killing it with that role. He should have had more roles like that to begin with. 30x leverage on Sol, probably not a good idea. Even with 3x's, I have to close them out early. So 20x, probably not a good idea. But appreciate the super chat. There's a Korean show on Netflix called Alice in Borderlands. I finished that with the family, 3 seasons. Decent. It's kind of like Squid Games, but different. And it doesn't make a whole lot of sense until they kind of explain it. But that show is pretty good. Ozark's really good, but it's an old show. It's been out for years now. It's over. I forgot what happened at the end of Ozark. Yeah, I forgot what happened to Marty and his family. You should watch anime. No, I've been waiting for Dragon Ball Super 2 to come out for how many years? 20 years now? And they just they won't release it. Like, so sometimes I watch like TikTok clips of like people explaining it from the comic books. Like, I don't know why they don't just come out the freaking show ready. Any Dragon Ball fan is looking for Super 2 and they just refuse to come out with it. And it makes no sense. It's the only thing that is worth watching from them. Do you think the government reopen before 31st or drag in November? I think they're going to drag it. I haven't heard anything about them like coming anywhere close to resolving it. How can a percentage of Bitcoin increase while market cap and price drop? Is it purely Bitcoin price manipulated by ETFs to artificial to keep the price down? I don't know what you just said. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You mean the price, the Bitcoin dominance going up and the price going down? Is that what you mean? Bitcoin dominance is going down. It's not going up. There's absolutely zero reason for Bitcoin to be going down right now. I mean, you can see all the alts are actually going up, especially the 3 that have new ETFs. But it makes zero sense that Bitcoin should be going down. Palantir going up. Yeah, anything with AI is going up. I had Palantir for a little bit, then I just sold it. I just really hold like 4 things right now, but they're doing very well, especially NVIDIA now. I knew it. I knew NVIDIA's nothing. No one's ever going to stop NVIDIA. Not for a long time. So you just bet on the winners. And Robinhood is taking a breather now, but it's going to come back hard. And those 2 are the biggest winners. Is BitSensor in any of my portfolios? No, it's not. One battle after another. DiCaprio movie. You know, these new movies, I don't even know about them because I don't see like commercials anywhere. Like, I don't watch TV really. I just watch the streaming things and there's no commercials. So like, I don't even know how people know about new movies. The other day, I was like, okay, we should go to a movie theater. And I had to look up on Fandango, like, what's available because I have no idea what's playing. It's weird. And there's no hyped up movies anymore. There's not like... The only thing that would get me really excited about a movie would be like the next Avengers movie or something, you know? But so far, all the Marvel movies have been really bad. I can't remember the last good Marvel movie. Oh, I saw Avatar preview. It's been so long, I could care less about Avatar 2 or 3. I didn't even care for the first one, but so many people watched it. I don't believe Avatar 2 and 3 are going to do that well. Not nearly as well as the first one. It's just been way too long. It's like 20 years. It's like way too long to be making a movie sequel. And it's weird. It's weird to see the guy now being the alien and then having kids with the alien. Like, he's not in a body anymore. I think he just turned himself into the alien. I don't even remember how that happened. Yeah, it's just kind of weird to me now. If you like Squid Game a lot, watch the Alice in Borderlands. It starts out a little slow, but then it picks up really fast. And it's all about like games that you have to win at. It's different than Squid Games, but it's really good. It's called Alice in Borderlands on Netflix. And it's 3 seasons, so, you know, there's plenty of it to watch. All right, I think that's pretty much it. Overall, I mean, it's not a bad day. Sol and HBAR and Litecoin are doing good, but everyone else kind of just hanging around. I guess we'll see what happens after FOMC meeting. Okay, that's coming later this afternoon. Check out the Gleam giveaway. I showed you guys where to go, and it's pinned. Make sure you participate, and we could do a couple more giveaways here for Clash holders. First person has 57,000 Clash, so gets a 1.5 multiplier. The second person, 19,500, just missed the cutoff. Just missed the cutoff for 1.5x. And then we'll do one more. 609,000. 2x multiplier. Congrats. For those of you guys that did not submit your wallet, make sure you do so. Right? It's on the website. All right. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later, either tonight or later tonight. All right. Take care, guys.